Hello, once again, welcome with time with Bishop Nana Yeboah. It's about time to start our series, as we did say with the previews that we had the other time concerning angels. The question is that, do angels exist? What are angels? And if they do, there's so many questions going about. And sometimes when you go on the internet, you get so many writings, so many stories and things. I think let's dive deep and get true and solid answers for angels. First of all, do they exist? Yes, angels do exist. And the question that people would ask is that if they exist, how do you know? Well, based on what we're going to discuss and what we're going to talk about, you will have an idea and you will truly know that they do exist. And with time, you might even have your own personal experience of their existence and, if possible, even direct communication with them, because they truly do exist. Now, what are angels? First of all, what are they? Now, angels are what you call pure spirits. There are different types of spirits. I mean, some of you might have watched programs that I've done, and we did talk about spirits like elementary spirits. We did talk about, planetary spirits. We did talk about jinns. So many different types of spirits do exist. But angels are what you call pure spirits. Those are very pure and they are more of godly. They are with the Father and things like that. And when I say the Father, it means God Himself. These angels are usually closer to God and they do God's bidding. So when it comes to angels, they are pure spirits. That is number one. Now, number two, what does religion say about angels? Now, every major religion, especially, let me give you the three major religions. There are other religions, but let me give you three major religions, like Christianity, like Islam, and like Judaism. And Judaism being the father of the other two religions. When I say that, I mean that Christianity was born from there, and other religions were born from Judaism. Now, Judaism believes in angels, and when you look in the Old Testaments, the Torah and things, it does talk about angels. Now, when you look in Christianity or Christian Bible, it also talks a lot about angels, especially angels helping even Christ. Angels leading him to be tempted by the devil, and then after that, ministering unto him. Sometimes uses words like, if it was he can ask the Father to send down angels to fight his battle for him. It confirms that angels do exist. The birth and announcement of the birth of Christ, there was an angel, that angel Gabriel, who came and announced the birth of Christ. Now, when you go to Islam, there's also angels, and it also has different points of angels, directions of angels, and the things that confirms that angels do also exist. So I'm just using the three religions because that is what is very common to most of us. But when you go to other religions, they have similar types, and the angels are there, but in a different form. So angels do exist when it comes to religion. Now, the question is that if they do exist, are there different types of angels? Yes. There are so many different types of angels that you'll be very surprised, because people think that angels are just human beings or human look-alike with wings. Yeah, so they fly like birds and things like that. Yeah, you see, in the olden days, anything that could fly was believed that it had wings. You understand? So people believe that angels had wings. Yes, some of them might have wings. Some of them are like a wheel. Some of them have eyes all around them. Some of them might look like just humans, like you and I. But don't always expect angels with wings flying all over. So sometimes you might see an angel and might not even know it's an angel, because it might look wretched. It might not look the way you expected it to be like. You understand? But there are angels in different forms. So if you're expecting to see a tall white figure with maybe a white man's face with wings and blue eyes, let me tell you, you're wrong. Because you might see an angel with fiery eye. You might see an angel with an eye like thunder, lightning. You might see an angel that would appear, that might look so scary that, let me tell you, That's why when an angel appears, the first thing they say is that do not be afraid, because they look fearful. You understand? But there are also sometimes angels that might come calm, might come like cherubs, like that's like little babies. They might come in different forms. So it depends. As we're talking about this, there are archangels, there are thrones, there are so many. There are cherubims and seraphims. There are different types of angels. And as the series goes by, we're going to discuss much about them. I'll take it one at a time and try to see if at least we can educate ourselves much to understand how angels are all truly who they are, and possibly, if possible, to be able to identify their specialities, and gradually to a point that if we can even have an encounter with them. The next question is that, do they have free will? Well, or are they like robots? Because anyone who has no free will is a robot. It means that they are controlled from one point to the other. Angels are not like that. Angels have free will. Even though the free will is with mercy and love for God and to do God's work. What happens is that sometimes, people can have free will and can be good and things can change. Angels have supernatural free will. Superconsciousness free will. They are too advanced, they are too intelligent, so they have their own free will like you and I. Now, the question then comes after this is that, well, if they did not have a free will, then how come Lucifer rebelled? But if they have free will, then obviously people can do it, things can happen. Now, when you look at what we're talking about, because the spirit called Lucifer was once an angel, was called the light bearer, meaning that he was so beautiful, or the shining one, or the morning star. He was so beautiful, so shiny, so magnificent. You understand? He was an angel who had the best voice, and everything was perfect. But the problem is that pride took over. Yeah? Therefore, he tried to rebel. And based on what he tried to do, things happened, and the angel status changed and became demonic. I think most of you know this, so I'm not going to talk about it so much. Yeah. Now the next question is that, do they have specialities? Yes, they do. The speciality they have, it depends on us, the Lord has assigned to them. Now let me just give you two. Angel Gabriel, it's when we're talking about the head of messages or the head of communication. Angel Gabriel is the head of that. Yeah. So right now, this modern world, when you're talking about mobile phones, when you're talking anything to do with communication, Angel Gabriel is the one in charge. Now, we're going to get there. You see, when, let's say, time comes that you want to communicate with angels, you have to know the right one. And who does what and who and how. Because if not, you might communicate with an angel who does not have that speciality to be able to help you on your quest. So Gabriel is in charge of communication, sending message to and fro. Before there was no such thing as internet, and there was no such thing as mobile phones. These days they are development, and there will be more powerful and better development. And if you need to research and get to a point whereby you can do something better to do with communication, Angel Gabriel is the one to help. Now, when you're looking at a warrior angel and a very powerful angel who can help you when it comes to in a time of war, in a time of fighting or retaliation, spiritually or physically, it's Angel Michael. So these two angels have their specialities. Okay, so my holy angel Michael cannot go, will not be specialized in doing the work of Gabriel, and it's the same vice versa. Okay, now the next question that comes to us today is that, can they be seen? You see, they can be seen, and I believe people have tried so many times in so many ways, and they don't see them. Yeah, because I'm going to tell you why. And with this series, by the time we end, you'll be able to communicate. You'll be able to see the angels that you want to see. These things can only happen with self-control, being serious, and also humbling yourself to be able to receive the great gift that God has given us. Okay? So can they be seen? Yes, they can be seen. And the question is, how can they be seen? It depends. Sometimes they can be seen when things are done properly and you want to see them physically. Sometimes they can even, some of the time they've been communicating with you, but you don't realize. They can communicate with you through numbers. Okay? It's called angel numbers. So sometimes you can see a repeated number, 222111777, repeated. And it's like, it becomes very impossible. You look at the clock, that number. You look at a car number, that number. Those numbers come out more than any other numbers in your daily life. There's a communication. So within this series, we're going to explain or try to decode what those numbers mean when you keep on seeing them, because it's called angel numbers. Okay? They can also be seen through a sign when you're praying angelically or trying to communicate with an angel. Sometimes they will show you certain signs. Those signs too, I'm going to show you how it comes about, or how to see them, and how to know that it's an angel communication or angel trying to tell you something. Okay? Some of you might have seen it, but you did not know it. Okay? Now, the more advanced one, it's actually seeing the angel physically with your naked eye. People have been meeting angels or seeing angels all the time, but sometimes we even stop them because they don't appear the way we expect to see them. So people expect to see angels, as I was saying, flying, or maybe coming with them with a white robe and then shining all around them, and then they'll think it's an angel. No. Sometimes an angel can come to you as a madman. Oh yes. Because my first encounter, that's how it came. Not a mad person, but somebody who was wretched, who was not, who was unkempt, was not somebody that you think an angel can really be like this. But, I'm going to let you know how these things happen and the way they do. Because sometimes they will appear to you that way and you might be confused. And you would just look at them and think, no, it's not possible. Or you might not even think about it at all as they are an angel, but they could be. Okay? So that one, that is also the way you can see them. Now, the other question is that, are they males and are they female angels? It is a very controversial question when it comes to the manly world. Men, or the masculine world, men think that everything that is good should be a man, but one thing that you must also understand, that anything that is to do with the good house and nature is also a woman. Yeah, they are, based on what my experience, they are males and female angels. Yes, we'll talk about that. Some people might look at it different way, whatever, but it is true. Well, people will think that all angels are males. No. Because as time goes by and then we start talking about angels, the names, and also describing more, you will come to understand. Many people only know few angels, the names of few angels. They are multiple. I mean, millions, if not billions. But we'll talk about few. Okay? Now, another question is that what do they look like? Some of them look like a wheel. Yeah, when I say a wheel, something round. Now, you can imagine seeing something round with eyes that are all over. You're going to run away. You understand? You think it's a monster. You think it's a demon, but it's an angel. Sometimes you might see a toy. They could be like a stick and, hopping all over. It could be an angel. It depends. Some of them will come in the form of humans. It depends on the hierarchy they are in. Okay? So if they are to come in their true self, they will come in a way that the human mind will not understand. The problem is that you have a human frequency, a human mind. It's different from the spiritual mind. So things might not happen the way you expect it to happen. First of all, to be able to be spiritual, you must understand that things will never happen the way you want them to happen. Things will definitely happen totally differently. So if you don't have an open mindset, you see things but you will not see. He says, they will hear but they will not understand. They will see but they will not see it. And it's true. If you don't have that understanding, and that is the flaw, that is the foundation. If you don't have an understanding that in the spiritual world, everything is different from the physical world. You see things, but you not see. You hear things, but you not hear. That is what it's all about. The question again is that, can they be seen by the naked eye? Yes, because I personally have experience, so I know that it can be seen by the naked eye. But it's not, when you look at the Bible, John the Baptist's father, Zachariah, he saw angel Gabriel with his naked eye through the smoke. He saw him. Angels also appeared so many times, even to Sarah, and in so many times in the Bible. When Paul was in prison, an angel appeared. Oh, sorry, when Peter was in prison, an angel appeared. So, and brought him out of the prison. And he thought he was dreaming. Sometimes you might see an angel in the form of a dream. Sometimes you might see them physically. Sometimes you might see them through a trance. But physically, it is very possible because it exists. And within this series, you will come to understand and possibly how to be able to cite your own, possibly guardian angel or other angels that can help you. The last question is that, are they dangerous? Well, let me tell you, sometimes we underestimate what God can do. God, the omnipotent, it's a very beautiful, wonderful Father, but he can also be extremely dangerous. And the holy angels are very good, very wonderful, but they can be extremely dangerous. I mean, the angel of death that struck or destroyed the firstborns of the Egyptians was an angel, but it was an angel of death. There are all angels who are angels that will just do anything to make sure that what must be done is done. And there are also angels who are very friendly. However, when you look at when Gabriel, holy angel Gabriel, appeared to John the Baptist's father, Zachariah, what happened was that when Zachariah said, it was like he did not believe or he wasn't sure, the angels totally, straight away, muted him. You understand? An angel can be extremely dangerous. You have to be very careful. Do not think that you can just play with an angel and just go away like that. There are even biblical verses that tells you not to joke with angels. So, yes, they can be dangerous, but they are very wonderful and beautiful spirits. They are your brothers and they are friends, and they are your elderly people. But the thing is that you should not misbehave or take advantage of the beauty and the, let me use a word, nicety of what they are. So if all is understood, then angels can be very beautiful and they can help you. So today I'm going to end my program here, and I promise you, we're going to go much in this, and we're going to go into detail, and you will be able to understand how God works. Thank you so much. May the good Lord bless you.